Hi, athletes. Today we're going to use variables to write pattern rules. So here are three figures, and I want you to describe any patterns that you see. You might want to pause the video here for a moment so that you have some time to look at these figures. Okay, welcome back. So here's some patterns that I saw. I noticed that the number of squares is the same as the figure number. So there's one square here, and this was figure 1, 2 squares, and it was figure 2, and 3 squares, which was figure 3. I also noticed that there's always 3 sticks added for each new square, plus there was a triangle made of 3 sticks. So here's what I looked at. Like in figure 1, I've noticed that there were like these 3 green sticks, and then there's the triangle, which I would say is 3 red sticks. And in figure 2, I have the original 3 green sticks and my red triangle with 3 sticks, but I added 3 more blue sticks. And in figure 3, again, it looks just like figure 2, except I added 3 pink sticks. So let's create a rule using words to find the number of sticks required for any figure. So in figure 1, I had my 3 green sticks plus my 3 red sticks for the triangle. For figure 2, I had my 3 blue sticks and then my 3 green sticks. So I have my 2 squares, and then I have my 3 red sticks for my triangle. And for figure 3, which has my 3 squares, I now have 3 pink sticks to make my new square, my 3 blue sticks, and my 3 green sticks, for this is square 1, 2, and 3. And then I have my 3 red sticks for my triangle. So I noticed that I always add 3 more sticks for each square that I add, but I always just have 3 red sticks for the triangle. That doesn't change. So I could write it in words like this. The number of sticks equals my 3 sticks multiplied by the number of squares, so 1 square, 2 squares, 3 squares, plus I always just have 1 triangle, which is made up of my 3 red sticks. But instead of saying the number of squares, we want to know for the figure number. And what I noticed is that the figure number is equivalent to the number of squares. So figure 1 has 1 square, figure 2 has 2 squares, and figure 3 has 3 squares. So instead of putting the number of squares, I'm going to replace that with the figure number. So again, the number of sticks is my 3 sticks multiplied by the figure number plus my 3 red sticks for my triangle. So now let's use our rule to create an equation, but we're going to write our equation using variables to find the number of sticks required for any figure. So again, the number of sticks equals 3 sticks multiplied by the figure number plus our 3 red sticks for our triangle. So in mathematics, we often use symbols to represent things. And sometimes the symbols are letters, and we call these letters variables. So instead of writing number of sticks, because that takes a while to keep writing number of sticks, I can use a variable. In this case, I've decided to use S, but I could use any letter I wanted. So I'm going to say that the number of sticks equals S. We call this defining your variable. So in other words, we know what S stands for. Notice that I'm not using NS, I'm just using S. Because it stands for one thing, I only have one letter. Now, instead of writing figure number, I'm going to use a variable, and this time I'm going to use N. We could use any letter that we wanted except S, because S stands for the number of sticks. So for figure number, I'm going to use N. Again, I don't want to use an F and an N, because that would mean it stands for 2 different things, because there's 2 different variables. So just one variable or letter. Again, defining my variable, so N equals the figure number. Now I can write my rule as an equation. So again, my rule using words is the number of sticks equals 3 sticks multiplied by the figure number plus 3 red sticks for the triangle. So instead of writing number of sticks, we said number of sticks equals S, so I can replace it with the variable S. And we know that it's 3 sticks multiplied by the figure number plus 3 red sticks for the triangle. And I know that my figure number stands for n because I defined my variable n for figure number. So let's replace figure number with n. And now I don't need to write sticks or red sticks for the triangle. I can just use my numbers and my variables. So S equals 3 multiplied by n plus 3, and that'll tell me the number of sticks. So let's verify that the equation is correct. So verification 1 is a given figure. In other words, one that we already have drawn. Let's use figure 2. That means that n equals 2 because n equals the figure number. So S equals 3n plus 3. Remember, S equals the number of sticks and n equals the figure number. So we'll replace our figure number with 2 because 2 is the number that we're using, figure number 2. So the product of 3 and 2 is 6, and the sum of 6 and 3 is 9. That means that the total number of sticks for figure 2 should be 9. Well, here's our drawing. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I verified it in my drawing because I counted 9 sticks. So far it looks like our equation works. But now we need to do a second verification. And for our second verification, it's one that was not given. In other words, I can't do figure 1, 2, or 3. So let's do figure number 5. That means it's n equals 5. So our equation is S equals 3n plus 3. Again, S is the number of sticks, the total number of sticks, and n is the figure number. Since the figure number that we're using this time is 5, we'll replace the n with 5. So the product of 3 and 5 is 15, and the sum of 15 and 3 is 18. So I'm going to draw it out. That means I should have figure number 5 has 5 squares plus my triangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's my triangle. It should have 18 sticks. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And I verified it in my drawing because I counted 18 sticks. So I hope this helped with you on how to look at patterns and how to write an equation from a pattern, and then also how to use our variables. As always, thank you so much for watching.